and welcome back to the Prism Podcast. My name is Sydney Lish, but you can call me Sid. After 5 years of mentoring thousands of people as a wellness entrepreneur, I figured it was time to create a one-stop shop for you to find all things business advice, health and wellness, success principles, creating legacy income, tangible tips, motivation, and more. The Prism Podcast captures a full spectrum of all the information you need to actualize your excellence. So let's go. Hello and welcome back to the Prism Podcast. I am your host, Sid Lish, and I wanted to talk today about a great topic, and it came up. I was actually sitting on my little balcony once again. That's where I always do my thinking. I have the most beautiful view overlooking Lady Bird Lake in Austin, Texas. It is so serene out there, and I go out there a couple times a day. I unplug, I detach myself from the world, and I just think. And what came to me today, I had made a post on my Instagram about my first event, and when I went to my very first event in network marketing and really declaring that I was going to be on stage the next year at the next event. And it really got me motivated. And I think so many people, the thing that they do wrong in business and in life to make progress is wait for motivation to strike. However, I think that there's intentional ways that we can build motivation internally to get into action. And what I found was there are really two things for me that help me to create motivation. And the first one is connecting to your vision. So the first thing is every single day when I wake up in the morning, I connect to my vision of what I want my life to look like. I connect to why I started my business in the first place. I connect to why I am working out and want to have an XYZ type of body. I'm connecting to why I am doing anything and everything in my life. And the way that I do that is, the first thing is I visualize. So every single day I do a meditation, a guided meditation, or just a silent meditation for anywhere from 5, 15, even 20 minutes. And I visualize what I want my life to look like and where I want to be in my life. And another thing I do every single day is I have my vision board, and I sit and I drink my coffee and I look at my vision board. And my vision board has things from, a body type that I desire to achieve, and goals that I have set, different, cars, homes, places I'd love to travel, things that I'd love to speak at, ranks in my business I would love to hit. I have the number of people that I want to impact in my life, the amount of money I want to make, the frequency and vibration that I want to be radiating at on a daily basis. I have anything and everything that is a goal for me on that vision board. And that is a way for me to reconnect every single day and get myself excited to get out and be in action and do in my business and in my life. Because if we don't connect every day, and I've noticed this when I was traveling, I didn't have my vision board, and I was always in other people's spaces where it made it hard to find some silence throughout the day to meditate. And I found it was really challenging to connect my vision. So for people who are just hoping that, they're going to feel motivated and they're going to feel ambitious to reach their goals, it doesn't happen on accident. And every single person I know that is quote unquote a motivated human being works at it. It is work to become motivated, but it's all rooted in your why. And I really believe if you're waiting for a quote on Instagram or Pinterest or Twitter or Facebook or a motivational video by Michael Jordan or LeBron James or Tesla to motivate you, then you really don't want it that much. Because if you're waiting for something externally outside of yourself to motivate you beyond just the imagined possibility of what your reality could look like, then that's where the problem lies. And what I found is my vision evolves all the time, right? The things I put on my vision board evolve seasonally even, right? Some of the things, obviously there's certain things that I'm working towards and that are longer term goals that motivate me in the long term, but I have those short term goals as well. And something that really motivates me is realizing how many things on that vision board I've actualized. I have a whole bag of all the things I've taken off my vision board because they've actualized into my life. Even living in this place, I've visualized it and imagined it thousands and thousands and thousands of times, the way I felt when I was going to live here one day. I visualized the amount of money I'm going to make, and I manifested it and created it into my reality. So it always keeps me motivated to move to the next thing by visualizing and staying locked into my vision so tightly and grounded every single day. So if you're looking for motivation, that is the first thing to do, is clearly define your vision and your mission and your why, and then put things around you in your environment to remind you of it throughout the day. And so again, what that can look like is doing a visualization in the morning. Maybe it's having sticky notes all around your house. I'm like seriously looking at like 10 sticky notes right now on my desk. I have them in my kitchen. I have them in my drawers. I have them in my bathroom. I have them by my bed with all of my goals of things I want to do and things I want to create and reminders for me and just things to keep me in the game and keep me focused. And then a vision board. The vision board is like a huge one for me. It is like the main front and center thing in my house. When people come in, they probably think I'm crazy because I have some pretty wild stuff on there. But that's the thing. You got to stay connected to that to stay motivated on a daily basis, to get into action and to kick your booty into gear. So that's the first thing. The second thing, to create more motivation and to tune into the motivation in your life, is to reflect. And again, this came up today while I was on my balcony. I was thinking about, 2017, 2018, 2019. And my favorite thing to do is to go back on Instagram or go back in my photos or even go back in my archived stories and scroll to certain times in my life that I either knew I was having the best time of my life building my business, I was traveling a lot, I was on stages, all of those times, and looking at the times that weren't so fun and looking at the times where I knew there were seasons that I was struggling, and see how I was showing up on social media, see how I was speaking. And the thing that motivates me more than anything is going back to different trainings that I've done in 2017, 2018, 2015, and 16 when I used to do YouTube. Going back and seeing how much I've grown, seeing how much I've progressed. Because again, a lot of people wait for a quote or a video or somebody else, a mentor, someone on social media to motivate them. But really all that's doing is you're trapping yourself, because most likely you're putting yourself in a state of comparison, and that's going to lower your frequency and that's going to lower your energy, and it's actually not going to motivate you. It might motivate you for like 5 minutes, but it's not going to motivate you long term and keep you in a state where you're going to stay in action and disciplined action. So what I like to do is, instead of going on and looking for somebody else to create motivation within me, I go back and I reflect and I look at my own content and my own videos, and I see, wow, I've grown so much. What if I keep going on this trajectory? What could my life look like? What would who would I become? Who will I be able to impact? And for me, that is so much more long-lasting motivation for me. It's so much more inspiring to me. And if anything motivates me more than anything, it's me. It is my past self, because I look at that girl and I'm like, whoa, she was so shy. She was insecure. You could just feel my energy. And I'm like, but I still was doing it. I was just going for it. And that, if anything, is more motivating to me than ever. So it really is an encouragement to start documenting things. If you're having a hard day, record it, document it, video it, put things on social media. It's a great way to be able to have a photo album that's archived forever. Go back in your photos and reflect on who you used to be and how you've transformed, and feel gratitude for the growth that you've made. And if you look back and you feel like you haven't made much growth, then I would really take an assessment as far as where your energy has been to try and motivate you, because it's probably been outside of yourself. It's probably been external. It's probably been things that are not actually helping you stay motivated. So really go back and like analyze who you used to be, how far you've come. And there's something about that type of motivation that I get from seeing old videos and old photos and old Instagram stories and old IG lives and Facebook lives, just all of it. It's cringeworthy, guys, and sometimes it's hard to watch, but it's like it helps you just honor yourself so much and feel so motivated to keep going. So again, I believe motivation is very fleeting. I believe motivation is a skill that you must work on every single day to get yourself in that space. But if you're really driven by your vision and your past self and your future self and who you can become in this world, you won't need motivation. You won't need motivation. But by tuning in and tapping into these things, in turn, you will create more motivation. So I hope this was super valuable. I know this is a really quick episode, but I just wanted to come in and talk about that today. Go back. That's my encouragement to you today is go back and look at who you used to be. Look at how you used to show up and really honor yourself for who you have become and let it drive you to continue to grow, to continue to get better and continue to become the absolute best version of yourself. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Prism podcast episode this week. It means so much that you got to the end of this episode. I want to acknowledge you for tuning in to grow yourself every single week. So if you loved this episode, leave a rating and a review. Please subscribe so that I know that you're loving this content, and I will see you next week. Welcome back to hello and welcome.